Blessings and welcome everyone. I hope you are all having a wonderful new moon as I make this video. I have decided to take the spiritual theme cards from the weekly bonus content that I offer here for YouTube membership or on my Patreon. It's available on either one, whichever you like, and actually make that available to the general public, as this is a channel that is dedicated to be in service to those that are on the spiritual path. I feel that the spiritual themes do at least need to be shared for the general public so people can understand what the governing energies or the strongest influences behind the occurrences of this coming week are. And I think I'm going to be doing this for the foreseeable future. Now, if you are curious about how this works, the way I do it is I'm actually reading the main themes for the 4 elemental groups: earth signs, air signs, fire signs, and water signs. You still want to check out your rising sign element to see a great deal of how your sun sign element prediction is going to show up. For instance, I am a Libra rising and a Virgo sun, so I'm going to look at the earth sign group, and then I'm going to look at the air sign group to get a more comprehensive understanding of the themes that are going on there. And since I am a Leo moon, I am also going to check the fire sign group to see the side story or the less prominent experience that is also going on consistently throughout the course of this week. Now, if you do want access to the rest of the readings, where we talk about things like money, messages, challenges, and love, you're going to want to sign up for either the YouTube membership or for Patreon. And which one works better for you really depends on the content that you are looking for. If you are purely interested in readings themselves, and just that, you might want to focus on the YouTube membership. And if you are looking for things like access to lives, the Astrology Crash Course series, early content, and discounts, then there's a selection of tiers on my Patreon that you can, of course, shop through yourself and see what works for you. So I just wanted to make sure you understood that this is, I think, how it's going to be for the foreseeable future. So there is going to be, consistently spiritual theme content available for everyone who wants it. So this will give you an understanding of what is, again, working behind what is occurring consistently for each elemental group. And of course, if you ever want to get a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com. All right, all you earth signs, sun, moon, and rising, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn folk, this is your primary spiritual theme for the week starting August 9th, 2021. And just a quick reminder, I am reading from my own writings. I actually wrote this passage at the end of last week. And so if you're wondering what my eyes are doing, why I'm not just staring down the camera and dumping energy into it, it's because I'm reading my own writings that I was doing when I was in the zone off camera, really, diving deep into this. So your spiritual theme for this week is the Hermit upright. And what I've written down here is this week you will be redirecting areas of your life in new directions which support you going your own way. There may be times when you feel somewhat nonplussed or burnt out on the realities others continue to live and recreate over and over again, which may cause a feeling of melancholia or disappointment. It could be the case that these circumstances lead you to drift from crowds and social circles that you are being guided to take your leave of anyway. So we see a lot of chapters closing a little bit at the same time. This is not a negative experience, though the experience in the beginning may feel stark or confusing to those who may have historically gotten their energy from bustling crowd activities. What is actually occurring this week is a time to start catching up on your journey, your projects, and your aspirations, which may have become entangled with agendas, stories, and involvements of those that are not in alignment with the best outcomes for them. All right, so, also doing a bit of social refinement, a little bit of collaborative refinement at the same time. Individual one-on-one relationships, partner and small team projects spiritual growth, and breaking from the herd are all highlighted, supported, and rewarded this week. You may find there is great incentive in calling back your more spread out or divided energies and attention and concentrating that investment into your more deeply personal pursuits and deeply personal connections. For it is in those shifts you will see a greater amount of growth and gain than trying to appeal to or appease crowds and trends. Pay attention to where the unique is getting the uplift this week. And you may actually find that where you stand out, you are actually gaining ground, and where you might be over-competing to be seen doing the same thing as someone else, the rewards are lacking. So that is what I have got for you, Earth sign folks. I hope you enjoyed it. If you are interested in more readings, you might want to check out, of course, the YouTube membership or Patreon, depending on what content you want there. And I've got all of that discussed in the intro guide to this video. Don't forget to check out your rising sign and moon sign elements. And if you ever want to get a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com. Hey there, all you air signs, sun, moon, and rising, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. This is your big spiritual theme for the week starting August 9th, 2021. And just remember, I am reading from passages that I wrote last week for the general spreads that I do for my YouTube membership and for Patreon. And so if it looks like my eyes are kind of darting all over the place, is that I've taken to actually doing my horoscopes off camera, writing them all down, and then just reading them on video. So, you know, when I'm in the zone, I can go way deeper than focusing on staring down the camera and getting distracted by everything going on in the room. So, your spiritual theme for this week is the Knight of Wands reversed. And what I've written down here is unmasking, unveiling, and reordering of your reality will be a huge part of your story this week. You may find this week to be unnerving at times because those who are misrepresenting themselves or posing for what they are not are getting found out for their true nature, their track records, and their personal agendas, real or artificial. This may have its fair share of controversies arise because of these shifts as well, especially when circumstances expose frauds and imposters in positions of great responsibility. Such characters may be experiencing a fall from grace, collapse under pressure, or self-sabotage. Others may fall due to failure to demonstrate skill or a qualification they simply pretended to have. This is a necessary correction of unfair, imbalanced actions and arrangements that were blocking healthy, prosperous opportunities from being available to those truly eligible and aligned with them. It may also be the case that revelations will be plentiful regarding individuals or maybe those elevated through artificial means or actions and choices akin to stolen valor. For many of you, this week could have some high highs, as this will benefit many most qualified yet overlooked or underrated souls. However, you may be in for a few shocks when veils come down around people and situations that were indeed taking advantage of others' trust and good faith. So this is definitely a time to pay attention to what we have done with the benefit of the doubt. Are we co-creating any illusions or delusions or fortifying any delusions? And are we willing to accept truths that are coming out when all of the imposter stuff or the fakery or the stolen valor is actually getting reversed and corrected? Again, a lot of you are going to be having some high highs this week because this is going to put, set things right where they may have been set up to fortify, empower, or reward superficial or false behavior or fake behavior. Remember, it's all about unmasking, unveiling, and reordering of your reality this week. So that's what I've got for you, air signs. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And if you are interested in more content where I go into things like money, messages, challenges, and love, you might want to check out either the YouTube membership or my Patreon. I've talked about that more in the intro of this video in the guide, and you can check that out as well. And of course, if you ever want to get a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com. All right, all of you fire signs, sun, moon, and rising, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is the spiritual theme that is working behind all of what occurs throughout the course of this week. And yes, I am going to be reading from a passage that I wrote early this weekend, or actually at the end of last week. I think it was Friday night, overnight, Friday to Sunday, when I was in the zone, off camera, really just pouring into the deep stuff. So, if you're wondering what my eyes are doing or why I'm not like just shooting energy into the camera, that is what is going on there. So your spiritual theme for this week is the King of Cups reversed. And this is what I wrote down. This week you will be likely brought to situations where you will have to face insecurities in yourself and in others that have historically manifested repeating outcomes in many areas of your life. You may find that much of this will be connected to your emotional development, social conditioning, and potentially a cognitive bias or attraction to something unhealthy that makes you feel secure. We talked a bit about that in the live at the beginning of August. Many choice points will manifest where you will be at the same crossroad experiences you've had in the past. This is an opportunity to shed a self that no longer serves, but you will also need to be aware of how what you surround yourself with manifests your reality as well. You may find that pressures, internal and external, may tempt you to self-sabotage, simplify in uncomplimentary ways, or self-soothe by taking easy ways out of your life's endeavors. What we choose to do in moments of high pressure tells us who we are in those moments. Overprotectiveness of weak spots can sometimes lead to preservation and amplification of said weak spots. That is what creates vicious cycles. The same can be said of cowing down or allowing your life to be dictated by the weak spots, sensitivities, and insecurities of others. When it's time to graduate, demonstrate your skills, and elevate your status and station, which you will have ample opportunity to do this week, you don't want to miss out or put off any of those opportunities because of old habits that may be rooted in such conditioning. So that is what I've got for you, fire signs. It looks to, be pretty personal, but remember that this is actually a week that turns out very, very positive for those that are willing to take up this cup and fill it a different way. And so just remember that as you go through this week. If you are interested in going deeper into other topics such as money, messages, challenges, and love, you might want to sign up for either the YouTube membership or my Patreon, and I go into that in the live at the beginning of this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And if you ever want to get a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com. Hey there, all you water signs, sun, moon, and rising, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces folk. This is your primary spiritual theme of the week starting August 9th, 2021. And if I'm not making a lot of eye contact on camera, it's because I'm actually reading from passages I wrote when I was in the zone, off camera, and really just diving deep into the cards. And so just for those who might not know what's going on, that is what is going on. Your spiritual theme for this week is the Lovers reversed. And this is what I've written down here. This week, we'll be pulling your attention to your attachments, internal, external, practical, present, and past. You will find that there will be many situations you have become immersed in that are no longer operating in equity and will need to be sorted out. Partnerships, alliances, and affiliations that are no longer or have never been win-win arrangements will be going through a massive revelation process at this time. Be wary of trying to redeem, excuse, or overcompensate in matters you have had a personal investment in that may already be exhibiting these qualities. It may be the case that that is where the hook has been all along. You will need to be vigilant about cleaning up and detangling matters that have gotten out of control, distracting, or even draining, as you may be more acutely aware of what, or possibly who, you keep in your life's endeavors that is creating stalls, and where those stalls are occurring. This may be an unpleasant eye-opener or a confirming validation. It all depends on each situation and, of course, your level of attachment or investment in them. Once you have released yourself from such involvements, you will start to notice fast, retroactive corrections to many life paths that get put into motion. Resources may manifest more easily, roads may open more cleanly. All around, it is a clearing of the energetic space you share and a release of the circumstances you may have contracted or taken on due to unbalanced involvements. So that is what I have got for you, water signs. I hope you enjoyed it. If you are interested in further subject matters such as money, messages, challenges, and love, you might want to sign up for the YouTube membership or for Patreon, and I explain that in the opening guide of this video. And of course, if you ever want to get a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com. Y'all take care.